Hello, friends. So I am in the kitchen again. So I should have named this channel Life Without a Witness in the Kitchen because I'm finding myself here a lot, especially because my boys are going to be 12 and 14 this year. And I'm noticing the older they get, the more time I'm spending at the stove. What is up with that? My 13-year-old even told me one day, because I was going to go get them. I didn't feel like cooking, so I was going to go get them. I don't know. What's that sandwich place called? The place that make the sandwich. And he was like, "Mom, don't you want to cook something?" Like, I don't want to, but okay, So they like homemade stuff. Yeah. So in the kitchen, that's where I am. All right, y'all. So since I'm in here, I said, let me go live and talk to my friends. I hope you guys are doing good today. So you know how people say when you're looking for a career, like sit back and look at what people come to you for. At least that's what I've heard. If you're wondering what to do, if you're wondering what you're good at, just see what people talk to you about or ask you about or, ask you to do, And if I were to do that, I would say that I should, probably do coaching. All right. Coaching, because I don't know, man, folks, they come looking for Cheryl, and I don't have a lot of drama in my life. I really don't. Okay. So if it weren't for other people, I would be so boring, But so yesterday I actually got two things. I'm just going to talk about one because I know that, for those of you who have significant others, this could be an issue. I don't know. You might be one of the lucky ones. But the issue is, now I put jerk in the title, but that's not the word that was used. Okay. It's worse than that. Because jerk sounds a little fun and he's just annoying sometimes. No, that's not what this is. Okay. This is like serious. Like there's no abuse going on, but like this person, I can't stand this person. And and I've heard it before from this person and also from other people. And I've said it, y'all, I've said it on here. Okay. I've said it on here that, it's hard. It's hard being with somebody that doesn't seem to invest the same into a relationship as you're investing, if that makes any sense. It's tough. And what makes it even tougher, what makes it even harder to take, is when the person that is making it hard is somebody that you also love a lot. Because then you have these things that are like butting heads. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to be treated this way, but at the same time, I do, because they do things, and they are a person that I just love. So it's hard to do, and it's really easy to give somebody else advice, isn't it? Isn't it easy to tell somebody else, we're all one, and well, I don't know, what's that other stuff we be saying over here in non-duality? It's easy to say all that. All right. When I'm sitting there calm with a nice, soft light behind me, beautiful music playing, the atmosphere is great. There's no noise. I got a pretty plant sitting next to me. It's easy to say all that stuff, about oneness and awareness and all this. Okay. But what about when somebody is just screaming in your face? What about when you've just discovered that somebody you trusted has betrayed you? You know, what are we doing in those moments? Like, how does this show up? I posted yesterday on here about how spiritual awakening changed my career, my professional life, my professional life. Okay. And in a way that I mean, it was so, my professional life was so incongruent with what had happened to me that I couldn't stand it. I felt like I was being split apart, you know. And I believe I said somewhere in that video, you know, I felt like I was going to wither and die. Like I had to get out of there. You know, it was so claustrophobic. I was so closed in, you know. So that, and now I'm in a new career that has a lot more room. I can breathe and, you know, all that stuff. All that stuff. Well, the same is true, at least as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to relationships. I was already on my way out of a relationship, you know, when everything happened to me, but because this is like, I have room here where I am now. Like I'm single, I have boys, and you know, I'm pretty much doing whatever the hell I want to do. You know what I mean? And this suits me right now. This suits me right now. So if you're not in that situation though, you know, you're not in a place where you either can be by yourself or you don't want to be by yourself, you know, and the person that you're with is not nice or indifferent or, you know, or something that doesn't make you feel like you're a couple. Okay. If you're in a relationship but feel alone, you know, and you don't want that, some of y'all might want that. like, like when is the next time you're going on, you know, a trip or something? Some of y'all might want that, but some of us don't. So yesterday, you know, somebody very close to me was telling me, you know, about some issues going on in their relationship. And when you're having problems with somebody, you're not trying to hear it because you already know. Like she already knows, you already know, I already knew what I needed to do. Okay. I just didn't want to do it, you know, because I wanted to see, well, what's the other option that will allow me to still get what I like from this relationship. Okay. Because nobody, I don't care who you with, nobody is in a relationship that they're not getting anything from. If you're an adult with legs and nobody's chaining you in a basement or something, you know, you are in a place where you want to be because you're getting something out of it. No matter how much of a jerk he or she is, you're there because you're getting something. But with that something you're getting also comes the stuff that makes them a jerk to you. Okay. So what we want to do, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So the question is, the thing I am getting, the sense of security, the whatever the hell it is, I don't know, you know, whatever the hell. The thing I am getting, how can I keep that, but either have this other stuff about this person go away or have them change that? That's what we really want to know. Okay. Let me say it again. That's what we think we're asking for. That's what we think we're asking for. And for this person to change the aspect of themselves that is not loving. Okay, from my perspective. All right. That's what we think we're asking, but we're really not. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what we're really asking for. As soon as I find this pot. All right. So what we're really asking for when somebody, so if I say, my boyfriend's a jerk, he doesn't treat me well, he doesn't listen to me, I have the whole list, I have the long list, but I love him. I ended with, but I love him. Okay. Because he does do something, he might, make me coffee, or he's good in bed, or, whatever the hell. There's some reason why I'm staying there. Okay. And that's the but part. But it's not about them. Remember when I said, was it yesterday, day before, when I was talking about judgment and how you get over fear of judgment? Judgment is never about the person being judged. It's about the judge. That don't change when the person I love is a jerk. Jerk is a judgment. Okay. The person I love is a judgment. That whole statement is about me. The whole statement. Okay. That's about me. Now, what does that mean? Let me see. Oh, you know what? There was no cheese in it. I'm trying to figure out how I made this chicken buffalo dip the other time. And when I put the cheese in there, but then I'm like, there's no cheese in this thing, girl. I only put cheese at the top. That's what it was. Because I was in the grocery store, like, what kind of cheese did I get last time? And I couldn't think of it. That's because I didn't use cheese. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, let's start. Okay. What was I saying? Who is this in this chat? These crazy things be coming in this chat. I gotta keep blocking them. What I say? Oh, it's about me. Okay, it's about me. Because what happens? Let's talk about what happens in relationships. Okay. Any relationship, it don't matter. I'm not going to see any connection you have with somebody, wherever you have a title, a role, right? So in this case, it's a boyfriend, and the role is a girlfriend. My role is a girlfriend, or a husband and a wife, whatever the hell. Okay, wherever you got a role. This is what happens. The person is there to help me understand who and what I am. Okay, that's why if I didn't have a boyfriend, okay, I would not be able to speak on being a girlfriend. I don't know. I have no idea what I would be, who I would be in that situation. Okay. So having a boyfriend helps girlfriend emerge. Let's say it that way. Okay. Just like having a child helps mother or father, guardian, whatever, emerge. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, is on the opposite side, that the quality in me is, it blooms, because that person is like the sun, right? So that quality in me blooms in relationship to them. All right. So in relationship to, I'll use me for example, my husband, my last husband. Okay. I was a wife before. Okay. That was my second marriage. So in the first time I got married, wife emerged in relationship to this person. Okay. Now, the second time I got married, she emerged again in relationship to this person. Okay. So now I'm a wife again. Right. And I'm using emerge just to give like a metaphoric type thing. Okay. So, and in that instance, there were things that I liked about him. It was like 10% and like 90% I couldn't stand. All right. But what exactly, let's leave the 10% on the side. I'll get to that in a minute. What exactly was that and that 90% would have me saying what I heard and what I hear often. This dude is a jerk. I can't stand him. Everything you can think of. You've heard it, you've said it, you've read it. I mean, it's out there. The 90% I did not like about my ex, when we were together. What I didn't like was what emerged from me in relationship to him. I didn't like that Cheryl. Okay. I did not. I didn't like the Cheryl that felt like she had to measure her words. I didn't like the Cheryl that had to walk on eggshells when she came home from work, especially if she came home a little later than she said she was going to be home. I didn't like that Cheryl. Okay. I did not like the Cheryl that was quiet when this man was talking to me like he was lecturing me like I'm a child. I didn't like that Cheryl. Okay. So that's when I say he's a jerk, I can't stand him, and, just ran the whole list about all the terrible things that he is. All right. What I'm actually is saying is I don't like who Cheryl is in relationship to this person, when he does these things. So it's not him I'm trying to get rid of. This is something I had to figure out. And it was not easy sitting with this, okay? Because the relief that blame gives, it's an elixir. Blame is like an elixir. It's like a pill you take when you got a bad headache. You take your pill, you lay down, and it just goes away. Blame does that. All right? That's what it does. So it was hard to sit there with that headache and not take, my blame pill, my blame elixir, and stop blaming him for being terrible and a jerk and every other thing that I could say about him. All right. It was hard to not do that and leave it right here at Cheryl. Listen, y'all, hard ain't even the word. My vocabulary isn't big enough to come up with how difficult it was. All right, to do that. But in doing that, I had to get over it. Okay, I had to just get through it. But in doing that, I was able to see, Cheryl, it's not him. Okay, it's what's emerging. It's what you are becoming in relationship to this connection that you have. Okay, it's who you are becoming, when you respond or when you react to what's coming from over here. So he's not the problem. All right. But when I think he is the problem, what do I do other than blame? Okay. I try to get rid of him. That's what I do. Because I'm like, you can't solve a problem where it is not. And if I see the problem is in the other person, and that's why I'm miserable and crying and feeling bad and depressed and feeling like it's hopeless and wondering what I'm doing with my life. And if I feel like he's the cause of all these terrible, feelings and this worry and stress, then damn it, he got to go. Okay. He's got to go. All right. And that's what we feel needs to happen. So when we go to therapists and we talk to people, or, when people come to me, it's like, they're not ready for him to go. All right. Because they feel that's the answer. That's where the cause is. It's with him or her. Okay. I'm trying to be fair here, but because I'm a girl, or them, but whatever y'all doing out there. Okay. This thing is changing like every day, whatever y'all got going on. All right. If I feel the problem is not with me, then and the problem is somewhere else, and I'm going to try to get rid of the problem. Okay, which in my mind, at least at the time, was that other person. All right. And if that's what you want to do that. I'm not saying don't leave people who you feel like ain't treating you right or anything. Go. Okay, if that's what you want to do. However, when it comes to, there's no abuse going on or anything like that. But I really love this person, but we just can't, get it right or something. Okay. Then what do I do? Then what? So what I told, so what I didn't tell her anything. I asked her questions. Okay. Because one of the things that I saw in this particular situation was what seemed like a lack of options. Okay. And when you're in a situation where it seems like this is it, like I have nowhere to go, I don't have any other options. Like this, this is what I have to deal with. I'm obligated now. The relationship is no longer one of love and all that. It's obligatory. Thou shalt love. You know what I'm saying? When you feel like that's all you have to do, I mean that's really heavy. That's really, really heavy. And you're trying to see, well, if I can't go anywhere, I got to make the best of the situation. So how do I do that? How do I make the best of the situation? Okay. And even if you do feel like you're in a place like that, where there are no options and there's nowhere to go, and he's the only one who'll ever love me, even if that's the story you're telling yourself, there are options. I'm not trying to take your story away from you. Okay. Tell your story. It's yours. Okay. Ain't none of my business. But there are options, even in that story. Okay. Even in that story, there are options. So what I did, I asked. That's exactly what I asked. I said, because what she said she wanted to not have as much stress. And she said she wanted some peace. Okay. Those were her two. I just don't want to be stressed out all the time. And I just need some peace. Okay. So I said, okay. I said, and then she was talking about other options, other things that she was trying to do to get that. So I asked her, can you, they're together, and I don't think anything is that they're not gonna be together. So I said, with this person, with him, what are some things, like real things that you can do to be, to have less stress and to be more peaceful? And when she said stress and peace, I kind of pushed her a little bit to say, when you say less stress, I said, what does that look like? And she was like, I don't know, just less stress. I was like, no, don't. I said, what does it look like? I said, as you see how we're right here sitting in the living room. We're in my living room. I was in the chair. She was in a chair. I said, you're in a chair. I'm over here. The TV is over here. The floor is there. It's what time of day is it now? I said, show me what less stress looks like. Give me like, really, where are you going to be sitting? What does the day look like outside? Okay. What are you cooking that day? Or just tell me in the situation when you're feeling less stress. Like, we had to get that granular. And that wasn't easy. Because it was like, I don't know, just and the same thing with peace. Don't tell me I want peace. Give me a real situation that I can see. I can smell the cookies baking in the oven. Tell me a specific situation when you are peaceful. What does that look like? Where are you? Where is he? What's going through your mind in the moment? What did you do 10 minutes ago? Do you know what I mean? Because so that's something that's and again, that was not easy to do. That was not easy to do. Because we're so used to just packing a whole bunch of stuff in a word, packing over. So breaking it out and breaking it down, that takes practice, but it's helpful. Even that exercise, just having her do that, so she can see, well, this is what I mean when I say this. Okay. And we notice that there actually are, times when there's less stress and there is peace. So what happened, to allow you to get in those spaces? You know what I mean? This is not a zero sum thing, there are, but it's just that the negative feelings are amplified. We know that they're amplified. So it seems like all men are bad, or he's terrible, or he never treats me right. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. You know how we do that. So it was a really good conversation, and I'm a sorry what that I got a call. I'm not a I'm not into telling people what to do. Even I'm not, y'all. Like I'm really not. It might sound like I am, but I'm not. Okay. I'm totally not into telling people what to do. I'm not. And because I don't know. How the hell would I know what's good for you? You know, I don't care how many classes I took, how many degrees I got. I don't know. All right. I do not know. I'm a good listener though. All right. And I'm a connoisseur of questions, but I cannot tell anybody what to do because I don't know. All right. But the conversation was really good. I mean, it was enlightening, and because what I did want to do, because what I do know, there's one thing I do know is that there are always options. Okay. There are always options. And we can always make another decision. We can always make another choice, but we have to, number one, be honest, because you'll never change anything. Not one thing will you ever change if you don't start with telling yourself the truth about it. Okay. We got to tell at least ourselves. You can lie to everybody else, but you got to tell yourself the truth about it before you can change anything. And we got started with that yesterday. Okay. Is it true that, he's always, he never, that you always, or you never do that? Really? Is that the truth? you know? So, and then from there, it's, at least I think, it's much easier. It's much easier from there to deal with those things because at the end of the day, if the statements and the judgments and all that I make are about me, then that sounds like a cause to me. Okay, if I'm looking at you and I feel and I'm calling you a jerk and a bastard and all this other stuff, and okay, Cheryl. So in relationship to a bastard, what are you? Because every connection, you don't listen. You got to be something. In relationship to a husband, you a wife. To a child, you a mother. To your mom, you're their child. To my brother, I'm a sister. What am I in relationship to a bastard? I just called him a bastard. So what does that make me? You know what I'm saying? That's what we don't want to look at. That's what we don't want to look at because you're something. Okay. You're something. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at that. We absolutely have to look at ourselves, the role that we're playing in relationship to all these labels that we're giving off to people. What's the role that we have in there? What's the role? There has to be a role. I mean, bastards just don't show up sui generis in the world. They're in relationship to something. And if I'm right there, you know, you know what I mean? But that's hard work, y'all. That's where the hard work comes in now. I'm telling you, ooh, that's some hard work. Just sitting and being quiet. You wouldn't imagine that that's like one of the hardest things in the world to do, right? Sitting and being quiet, and just feeling anger, just feeling it. And you could feel, I mean, it's like deep in your chest, right? Like that's, at least for me, like that's where it is. And literally just sitting there and looking at it. Don't react, don't say nothing, don't roll over, nothing. Sit your ass there and just look at it. Okay? Because it's not going to be there forever. It's going to move on. But for me to just sit there and look at it and watch it just dissipate, man, you would have thought somebody was asking me to bench press 500 pounds or something. I almost broke into a sweat. It was so hard. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, but these relationships will do it to you. They really will. I mean, they're wonderful things, absolutely wonderful things, but they're horrible. Horrible. Terrible. All right, let me go. So I can make something for my boys come down here and ask me for the 10th time today, Mom, what are you cooking? Like, boy, there's peanut butter and jelly. They're not trying to hear that. They used to. I used to get away with peanut butter and jelly when they were like, 7 and 8, 12 and 13. They're not trying to hear peanut butter and jelly. Not as much as they used to. Okay. So I do my mommy stuff. Thank you for being here. Hi, Naomi. I'm so glad to see you here. Awesome. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you all later. Okay. Have a good day. Bye-bye.